Hi and welcome to Ali Lives Well on Less. I'm Ali. I'm an early retired teacher currently living on a small pension. And today is Foodie Friday. So if this is your first visit, welcome. On Fridays, we talk about some aspect of food, saving money on food, reducing your food budget, and just some hints and tricks, tips and tricks that's quite hard to say. Where we share how we save money but still eat well and make lovely things. And talking of making lovely things, today I am making something that I have not made for a very long time. And when I was making it, I remembered why I haven't made it for a very long time. So today I'm making caramelized onion chutney, and it is something that I love to eat. It's really good with anything cold. So anything cheesy, anything salady. It's good with meat and burgers and all sorts of things. So I love caramelized onion chutney. And if you buy a good one, it can cost you a couple of quid. It's regarded as a luxury sort of chutney, but it's actually made from really basic, humble ingredients. And the secret is cooking it low and slow to get the caramelized flavour into the onions, and thinly slicing them. And I do remember that the last time I made this, I made it with my food processor with the slicer attachment. Now, I've not had a food processor for at least 10 years, so it's been over 10 years since I've made this chutney. And this isn't the recipe that I've used before. This is a recipe that I found online, and I'll leave the link below and on the blog. But it's as close to the recipe that I remember, so hopefully it will taste just as good. And this chutney isn't too vinegary, so you can eat it quite soon after making. The lady that did this recipe recommend leaving it 2 weeks, but she says it's actually fine the next day and it's not too vinegary. So last night I thought I'd be really smart and I would thinly slice my 2 kilos of onions. That's 4 point something pounds, so that's a lot of onions. You may remember that I had a lot of onions from my Tesco delivery from Lidl, and I had a lot of free onions in a couple of Lidl boxes that I got recently. So I had plenty of onions, which is what made me think about making the caramelized onion chutney. And I sliced up all my onions last night because it took me about half an hour. Chopping them up. And yeah, there was much tears and snot and stinging of eyes because, as you know, cutting up onions is not always the most pleasant thing to do. And I wore gloves as well because onion juice on your hands can stink for a while. And talking of stink, I got up in the middle of the night to go to the loo, and all I could smell were raw onions because I decided to chop my onions last night and put them in the slow cooker but not switch it on, so that when I came down this morning it was all ready to go. So the recipe gives you 2 ways of making the chutney. I'm choosing to do it in my slow cooker, and yeah, so this morning when I came down, there were 2 kilos of prepped and chopped onions in there with 50 mils of oil and 50 grams of unsalted butter. So they have been on low for about 3.5 hours, and I've just given them a stir and they're starting to sort of brown around the edges, but they're soft, and that's all you need to do. So now I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. I'm just going to put them straight into the slow cooker, and then I believe you just cook it on high for another 5 hours, and that's it. It is so simple and made from such humble ingredients, and even though I had all these ingredients already in my store cupboard, I had a quick check on Tesco this morning, and I've noticed that a kilo of onions, 1 kilo of onions, has gone up to 99 pence. 99 pence. Well, I know when I got them they were 69 pence, so a good one to stock up when they're on a low price. So into the onions that have been simmering away here for 3.5 hours, I am going to add 300 grams of soft brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, and a teaspoon of chili flakes. And these are my chipotle chili flakes. They're quite a gentle heat. They're not too fierce or harsh on the back of your throat. So I'm going to stir them in a minute. And I've also got 200 mils of balsamic vinegar and 200 mils of my organic apple cider vinegar. The recipe says red wine vinegar. I don't have red wine vinegar, but I do have plenty of my apple cider vinegar. And it is, I think as long as your vinegar is 5% acidity, it works fine. So whatever vinegar you like, as long as you have got the balsamic. And you'll notice it's the dark colour of the balsamic vinegar that gives a caramelised taste and colour to the finished chutney. So literally all I'm going to do is dump it in my slow cooker, my crock pot, give it a stir and put the lid back down. So not very exciting to watch, but here we go. So lid up. Oh, and we're starting to get the, I don't know if you can hear, slight sizzle. So onions are nice and soft. There's a couple of them going a little dark. I don't know if the camera is, I'm trying to do it backwards, picking up, probably not. Right, so in we go. Sugar, salt, chili. And the vinegar, apologies, I am a bit candy today. And that's it, that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to give it a stir, 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 stir. Now, doing it in the crock pot means, oh, the colour and the smell of that is amazing. Okay, so 5 hours, but the trick is you need to wedge the lid open slightly with a wooden spoon or something similar to stop the moisture going back down, because you want it to thicken up. So that's it. And I'll now set it for 5 hours. So okay, so that's 5.5, but that's fine. Chutney is really forgiving. It's not like jam or jelly where you have to watch it all the time. If you're doing it on the stove top, you would need to stir it to stop it catching on the bottom, but doing it in the crock pot or the slow cooker is the easiest, laziest way to make chutney. And then tonight, or later on tonight, I will hot fill some hot sterilised jars and then put the lids on and just let it cool down. That's it. Caramelised onion chutney. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And if you know me, you might be getting one of these jars as part of your Christmas present. I haven't made hampers this year. Actually, I haven't made little hampers for a couple of years now, but I used to make make up hampers with homemade jams and chutneys and things. So that's something I'm hoping to start again next year when I get my garden growing again. So yeah, Luna is in a very strange mood at the moment. She is not happy with this frosty weather. She goes out and tries to lick the grass and lick the deck and eat frozen leaves. Don't you? Don't you? Yes, I know. Mummy's talking. Right, okay, I'll come and sort you in a minute. Okay, back in a minute. Hang on. Can't remember where we got to, but yes, I'm going to hot fill some sterilised jars. So these are the jars that I will I will be using. So they'll get sterilised. I heat them in the oven. Again, if you want to do something like this, then do your own research. In the UK, we sterilise the jars and the lids, and we have the jars hot and the mixture is hot going into it. I don't water bath. I know that's a thing elsewhere, but in the UK, we generally do not water bath or water can chutneys and jams, and nobody's died yet. So if you do that, that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, so these are the jars I'll be using. I will leave details on the blog of how much I get out of that mixture, because I will gift little ones like this and keep big ones for myself, because I love my onion chutney. So today, slightly shorter Foodie Friday. I'm on Mum's taxi duty later this afternoon, so trying to get Luna calm and settled enough before we can go in the car for a reasonable journey for her. She's not great in the car, and as I said, she's in a mood today, so I'm going to have to WALK her before we go in the CAR. So far the Santa tree is still up, so she's had... Shh, Mummy's talking. Okay, okay, get your ring. Oh, she's just dropped this at my feet. Ready, steady, go. So the tree's still up, we'll see. She's had a little sniff at some of the lower hanging Santas, but so far, fingers crossed, it's staying up. And I am getting into the festive mood. I am really enjoying knowing that all my presents are done. I'm not cooking a Christmas dinner or anything this year, so that pressure is off. I don't need to go to the shops. And I've been looking at all my old Christmas things, and I have found some of my Christmas books. So I am going to maybe, I think I'll share some of those with you in next week's video. Okay, so Luna says, Mum, hurry up, time to go. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on Monday. Have a fab day, have a fab weekend, and I will speak to you soon. You say bye, Luna? Say bye. Bye. Yeah, bye.